Well, we've got the Lincoln back in the shop. The push button door release switch came in because that one's all sunk in and won't open the door. So we got to go through the shenanigans of removing this panel without destroying stuff. Yay! And anytime you get a brand new model with push clips and everything else and you got to start removing stuff, it is a freaking nightmare, because chances are, no matter what manufacturer it is, the clips are so brittle and flimsy and poorly designed that they will break for sure. And then you have to move clips from one spot to another spot to make it seal and anchor right, and or down the vehicle until new ones come in, one or the other. So let's get to this. Okay, so it's the you see how that's all sunk in? It's supposed to be out. That's all broken. Anyhow, the part number for the new passenger. Oh, okay, there is no part number on the back. Let's go look at the box. So, passenger door let me out switch, LC5Z14018 AA. Switch interrupter. And then, if we look at the pictures here, the first step to removing the trim panel is pulling the switch out, and it shows to the rear handle side, pull it up and pull forward. So let's do that. So the way this thing has to come off is from the end of this here, from the rounded part, because this has got that hook in the back right there. So you got to start from the front here, pull up, and as you pull up, as you pop those clips, you got to like kind of pull forward and pivot out, and then unplug your connectors, you know, kind of like when you're down here. Let's go to the next step. So according to the Ford diagram, there's this 10 mil right here underneath this, and then there's two down here. And then it's gonna be like the rest of them, where you got to aggressively pop the sides all the way around, and then once you get them popped, you kind of slide the channel up, or the trim up, and then you pull it out just enough to start unplugging the stuff on the back of the door. So 10 mil there and two 7 mils on the bottom, and now you're gonna just kind of grab this and pop all the way around. So I pulled the door trim panel around to the back, and your button is tucked right in back there. It's got a bunch of push tabs on the side of it. It looks like you may release it, and it's super loose in the hole. So go ahead and strip your little metal clip pieces here. And then let's see how we get the harness out of there, or the button out of there. So we'll look at it in a second. I just pushed one little tab right here on the side, and the whole thing fell out the front. So maybe this thing is broken, because I just pushed right there, and everything, the whole bezel fell out the front, and this just came back out loosely. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off there the rest of the way and see how the new one mounts in. Here's what the old switch looks like. It busted off the housing completely. So this part down here broke off of the main body that goes into the housing. It looks like it failed around where it snaps in. It didn't fail because somebody pushed it too hard. It failed because of the way, yeah, it's crazy. I think it looks like there's a little epoxy around that switch too. Like it's kind of glued, and all the glue failed around it. Because if you look here, it broke at some really weird spots. Because it looks like there's like a little bit of glue down in there, where they put it together and then don't want it to come back apart, and then you just push those buttons right there, that's the release. And the motor for the release is, where is it at? So the window regulator and everything's all built in here. The motor for the release. See, this here Goes down inside here, goes down inside here, goes down. It's a little tiny window. I don't know, I haven't been in one of these yet, but to get this assembly off, you would go around and you'd take all these white tabs and you'd turn them like 90 degrees, and that would release the assembly. But then there's probably some stuff you got to do behind it. These are so new that we really haven't got into these that much, but I'm glad I'm able to show you what I have so far. What I'm doing here is I'm fishing it back through. Oh, there it goes, it popped. There, it popped in. So now that's all in there and dressed up properly. Now I'll go ahead and run all this and put everything back together. Let's go back and plug everything in. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. Thanks, guys. Remember, I'm bringing you guys content. At least help me out by subscribing to the channel and giving the video a thumbs up. I don't see anybody else bringing you brand new content like this, so show me some love, please.